Welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival on Project Eden Alpha 10.5. I'm an old guy gaming, and we are going to spend this episode figuring out where we're going to live. So that's the plan. So let's see, what are we doing here? I got some shotgun shells that I made up in the portable constructor. That's the only ammo that it lets me make. Well, other than the pistol ammo. And I don't think we don't have like a T2 pistol with us, do we? I think we left all this stuff back on the dead planet. So what I'm going to do here is there's a couple of approaches here. I've been kind of pondering something. I could, even though I swore I never would do it again. Actually, I don't think I swore, but I could actually go back to the planet, the dead planet, and get another load of stuff and bring it here. You know, as one possible thing. Or, I mean, we could, I guess the thing is we could still do that anyway at some point. If I went back there now, the main advantage would be to get like the large constructor, and bring that over, and maybe a small constructor. But on the other hand, I can't really use that until I actually have some kind of a base in place. So, you know, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. We're just going to stay here for now. I may actually go back there once we do have some kind of a base set up and grab those things. But probably not going to do that right this second. For one thing, what I would like to do is I'd like to have a base, at least the start of a base built on this planet, and have it set to my spawn point. So that way, if we did go back to the dead planet and something terrible happened, we could still, you know, die and respawn back here in heaven. So we're not stuck in hell again. So anyway, all right, so that being said, let's go ahead and I'm going to make a chainsaw. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut up a bunch of wood, put it in the small constructor, and have it make some biofuel for us. Now, we do have a full stack, so, you know, but I'd like to have a little bit more than that. Well, and we have the 15 promo ore too, huh? Do I want to do that then? Because we can make, what am I looking for? We can make these here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to do that anyway. Okay, there's no harm in doing that. All it's going to cost me is a little bit of time, just so we have, you know, a good supply of fuel. So, but we'll go ahead and turn this promethium into, well, we do need to make some drill charges too. Can we make drill charges in the small constructor? We can. But I don't have that learnt, do I? Tools, drill. Yeah, we only have 2 points and we need 10. So we need to hit the next level before we can do that. So I should probably hang on to that promethium so that I can make some drill charges when we do get that next level. So yeah, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to get the chainsaw going here. And let's see, do I have any other? Okay, let's put a couple of biofuels in there. So yeah, I'm going to get the chainsaw going and cut some wood and then get biofuel cooking up in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on the ship, and I'm really just going to kind of fly around and uncover most of the rest of the planet and decide upon a good place for us to set up our actual home. And then when I'm finished with that, I will bring you guys back and we'll go from there. And yeah, I think that's a plan. Okay, so I'll be back in just a little while. All right, guys, we are back, and I have pretty much uncovered the entire planet here, with the exception of maybe a couple little spots like down in there. I found all of the ores except for one Promethean deposit, so one of those escaped my notice, but we will find it at some point. And as you can see, the Talon and between the Talon and the Polaris, they've pretty much got most of the land masses locked down. Now there's some land down in here, and the little continent where the raceway is on is open. But one of the things that's just really captured me about this planet is the ocean. You know, just the sea and the color of it and everything, and how cool it looks. And so this little island here is largely unclaimed. There's a little corner here that the Talon owns, but for the most part, it's unclaimed. And I think what we're going to go ahead and take this over. This is going to be, we're going to call this OldGuy Island, okay? I am going to get in good with the Talon and the Polaris, at least early on, because a lot of the resources are on their land, plus we can trade with them and all that too. So there's no tactical reason for us to antagonize them or get on their bad side at this point. Now, maybe later on down the road, if we decide that you know, we should be dominating this planet, we might do something about that, but we're not going to do it at this point. So we're going to be their friends for now. And I'll probably start with getting rep with the Talon first, just because, you know, I may eventually want to do something over here, and they seem to have the most territory. The Polaris has quite a bit too, but I think the Talon has the most territory. So that's kind of the plan for that. The good news too is there is not a single Xerax on this entire planet. Not a single Xerax. So I think that means that we won't get base attacks from the Xerax, unless the game still does it and they just magically spawn them in. I don't know. If that is the case, that would make no sense whatsoever. So I don't know. I'm going to assume at this point that that's not going to happen. However, we are going to set up defenses anyways, because like I said, if we decide later on that the Polaris and or the Talon have gotten a little too big for their britches, then, you know, we're going to need those defenses anyway. So we're going to set it up as if we need them, because we might in the future. Okay, so let's see. Now, I want to kind of go over my very general plan with you guys. So here on OldGuy Island, if you'll notice, you know, we're kind of looking down from the aerial view here. Can't talk. This island is, you know, kind of ringed with the really thick rainforest trees. And so what I think I want to do, because I want to have, you know, an ocean view, at least, you know, from the actual living quarters, you know, main house, main building, and so forth that we're gonna make. And so, you know, we have a couple options. We could build out on this little spit here if we wanted to. So that's a potential option, and we'll go look at that in a second. Or the other option I was thinking of is, you know, building off this little point right about here, right below us, directly below us, and having, you know, our main building or our living quarters, you know, kind of out into the ocean a little bit, up on stilts, kind of an idea. Just so, you know, then we have that, because this is a pretty large, you know, section of water, so we have all that really cool ocean view. Now we also have a pretty large section of water to the north too, so the alternative to that is that we build on the spit instead. And, you know, that would work too. The advantage of doing the spit, of course, is that we have a little bit, you know, more actual dry land to build on. However, I do kind of like the idea, you know, of having a place that's kind of out on stilts, out in the water. So, yeah, not really sure what the best bet is. It is kind of, you know, I guess I do kind of like the idea of being out on this peninsula type of idea, and we could build our resort, so to speak, just kind of right out here, really, and be, you know, have this really nice ocean view to the north instead. And, you know, maybe I like that idea better. That idea is kind of growing on me a little bit better, I think. How level is it down here? I would imagine it's probably pretty level. Yeah, it's pretty level, not bad. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe we build out on the spit. But what I want to do though, down, you know, looking at kind of the bigger plan down the road, sort of, so to speak. Excuse me. A gesundheit is I'm basically want to kind of clear the center of the island. So we'll leave the large rainforest, you know, the big jungle trees ringing the edge, because I just like the way they look. But we'll probably clear out a lot of the vegetation in the center of the island, and we're going to build a big, gigantic spaceport here. We'll have a huge dock for a capital vessel. We'll build a big factory for making ships, and you know, like I said, just kind of have a big spaceport built up on the center of this island. And we'll have a big farm that we'll build. We'll probably start with a smaller farm over by the main. This will be our main house over here on the spit. And we'll get a smaller farm and like a smaller factory crafting area built, just to kind of get started. But ultimately, we'll build something really big and grand in the center of this island here. So that's kind of what's in my head, to do. And so, yeah, let's have some fun with that. All right, so now that we've decided where we're going to live, the next order of business here is to get our starter base set up. And I guess we're going to do that then over here on the peninsula. And to do that, of course, we have to go get all of our stuff, which is sitting over here in the potable constructor. I named that potable constructor. So yeah, I guess that's what we got to do. So let's go back and get our stuff and come on back to our new home site here. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. Now, there is one caveat to all of this, though. Okay, guys, just want to throw something out there for you guys, and that is that we're going to build a base here, and enough to get us situated and going, and get what we need. But I mean, we've got 100 planets or more to explore here in Project Eden. So, I don't, we might come across something even better than this planet. I mean, this is a beautiful planet. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely gorgeous planet. But we might come across another place that we might actually like more. So I don't know that I'll do the grand build here until we've at least had a chance to, kind of explore some other places and, see what else is out there. And not necessarily take the first thing that comes along, at least for the big build itself. So, that's kind of the plan. So what I just talked about in terms of the big giant spaceport and all that, let's make that a tentative plan, okay? We're not going to make that an exact plan. We're going to make that a tentative plan. We'll see how things go. Look at the beautiful, I guess it would be sunset or sunrise, because we're going east. Really pretty colors on this place. And so I've flown around, and there wasn't really any areas that really captured my imagination in terms of a base build site. I mean, it all kind of looks the same. I mean, don't get me wrong, though, it looks nice. It's all really pretty, but there wasn't anything really super cool that jumped out at me for a cool place to build a base, other than, of course, that island. So because it's kind of out in the middle of the largest ocean area, so we got the best view of the ocean, and of course it has the added benefit of not being on anyone else's territory. Which like I said, we don't want to mess around with anybody early on. We want to be their friends. And so that's kind of where we're at with everything. All right. So let's go ahead and hop down here. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up everything that's in our portable constructor and carry it over in one trip. So we'll just have to kind of see how much we can carry. Oh, by the way, I also turned level 9 too, just from the discoveries. I got like an entire level just from flying around and discovering things, which is pretty cool. Let's put some more fuel in here. Oh, that took the whole stack. That's okay, because we have a bunch more making up when we were gone. So, oh, well, I wouldn't say a bunch. Well, we made some promo fuel, so that's good. So I made 10 drill charges, so we have enough to get started with those. However, we can't actually make the drill itself until we get the constructor. So it might just be worth our while to fly back to the dead planet and grab that stuff and bring it back here. I mean, it's a very short hop. It's only like 4.5 AUs away, so. From that standpoint, it's not really going to be that big of a deal. Okay, so we've got... what we have to do is we have to be able to get everything that's in here back in the ship and pick up the constructor, because it's the only storage device other than the ship that we have. We do have a base starter, though, but we don't have any blocks. So, let's see. How do we want to do this? I mean, you know, I brought all of this stuff here, but remember we added quite a few more resources to the thing since we first got here. So that's why I'm not sure if we're going to have enough room for everything. So let's go ahead and connect to the ship. And I guess we're going to have to transfer stuff over via the toolbar. Alright, so let's see. I guess we're just going to start moving it. Let's just start moving it and see what happens. Okay, so we ran out of volume in our own inventory. We can always try and, you know, do the little trick where you can put the heavy stuff on your toolbar. If we can't, in fact, fit it all in otherwise. Okay, so that's got that volume going up there, doesn't it? We already can't take... Oh, well, you know what we could do with the warp drive and all that? We can just reattach it to the ship. Yeah, let's do that. Because then at least we don't have to worry about volume. Alright, so go back to here. Now, can I put this here? I can, okay. Let's just plop that back down where it was originally. Just trying to see what the most heavy stuff is. So the ore is going to be really heavy. The base starter's a ton. Electronics, that stuff's not heavy. None of this really is all that heavy. So let's put those in the main inventory. And the real heavy stuff we want to put on the toolbar. So the copper ore is 16 kilograms. That's pretty heavy. The wood is 8. So we'll put the wood there. The 6 iron ingots are sort of kind of heavy. That's 8 kilograms too. Okay. We don't need to take the stone or the alien parts or the stone dust with us. I mean, if worse comes to worse, we can throw that stuff on the ground. I would like to keep the spoiled stuff though, just because, you know, we're going to need it for crop plots and that sort of thing. Alright, so can we take the rest of this? Yep, okay, so we got it all. We have to be able to pick up the constructor itself, though, too. Can we? Yep, we can. And we can even still walk. Alright, so it looks like we got everything. Good deal. Now, the next question is, will the ship fly? Oh, yeah, it'll fly. Okay, we're good. That looked like something swimming down in the water there. Alright, let's head back to our new home. We'll delete that. We no longer need it. So yeah, we've got to find that third Prometheum deposit at some point. But we did find all the others, so I have them all marked. I started marking them with an S for small, but then I realized all the deposits are small, so I didn't bother doing that for the most of them. Because this is, you know, somewhat of an oceanic planet, meteorites are going to be iffy because some of them will probably... What the hell is that thing? Fall in the water. What is that thing sticking out of the water right there? It's like a little house. All right, well, I'm not gonna mess with that right now because I don't want to. We got a full load here. So yeah, I think this will be a nice little home for us. Good place to start. Good place to start. There are spiders and probably other critters up on the island proper in the forest, so we can hunt them for meat. Didn't see any lizard mules there, though, but that doesn't mean they're not there. Alright, so let's bring this down carefully because it is really heavy. Boom. I don't know if that was careful, but it got the job done. Got our own little fruit tree right there. Alright, so let's see. I gotta figure out how we're gonna start all of this. So this is a little grassy area, of course, is the highest point. Well, at least I assume it is anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and park the ship right by this orange palm tree. And we might as well just cut the power. We don't have anything in a refrigerator, we don't have any oxygen going, so there's no point in running it right now. Isn't this awesome? Look at this. This is just gorgeous. It's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger area when you're down on the ground than it is when you're flying, isn't it? That's a pretty good sized forest over there on our island. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, there is a consideration here. Because that is actually so far away, that would be a good reason for us to actually build on this little coastline instead, because then we're just going to be closer, you know, to the main area that we're going to build, the spaceport. If we build here, you know, then we've got a pretty significant way to travel. Oh, look, there's some meat for us right over there. We need to get some better ammo before we start taking those guys on though. Yeah, so that's a consideration. I mean, if we needed to get to our spaceport or whatever, that's a long ways. I mean, my word, that's a lot further than I thought it would be. Tell you what, let's go fly over to the other coastline and see how we feel about it. This is so beautiful, though. I love it, man. I love it. It's going to suck going back to that stupid dead planet to get the rest of our stuff. It's like, I don't even want to go back there ever again. But we can do it. It's not going to be a big deal. But I'm not going to do it until I have an actual base here saved as our spawn point. Just because you never know what might happen. You never know. Yeah, this island is a lot bigger on the ground than it looks like, you know, from the air. So I guess I was kind of thinking, you know, building right off this point here. So let's go land down there and see what it looks like. This is kind of a little bit more of a swampy feel to it, though. Whereas the other place that we were at felt more like an actual tropical beach, you know. But then on the other hand, we got these beautiful flowers in our backyard. Just gorgeous. It's pretty blue sand. So we could start our build basically in this whole area here and have it, you know, go out into the water a ways. Yeah, so this whole little coastline is like It's a swamp. It's a swamp biome. That's the one thing I don't really like about it, though. I mean, just from an aesthetic point of view. Betty moss scrapings. Yeah, I don't know. The other place, you know, the spit, the first place seems neater. You know, like it's just a neat place to build. But building over here seems more practical, just because we're going to be closer to the center of the island, where we will tentatively, eventually, have our big spaceport. So yeah, I guess I'm a little bit indecisive. I'd ask you guys what you think, but the problem is that you won't see this episode for probably a week and a half from now, and I'm not gonna wait at least a week, maybe a little over a week from now, because I pre-record my episodes. By the way, if you guys didn't know that, I do pre-record almost all my episodes, just because that's how it works out with my schedule in real life. So, I mean, I would ask your opinion if I could get an answer right away, but that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to decide this for myself. You can certainly let me know, though, in the comments when you do eventually see this video, what you would have chosen. Yeah, for sure. Let me know that. I'd be curious. Well, okay, let me go see. Now, if we kind of get over this way, we're back into tropical sandy beach kind of idea. That blue is a little oversaturated, though. Where are we at? So we're kind of going along this way. There's almost a little miniature cove here. Well, I wouldn't even really call that a cove. So I don't remember seeing all this super saturated blue on the spit. Yeah, not sure. There's some pentaxa growing there. All these flowers and everything, it's just pretty. And this big purple, blue, green frond thing, really neat. Well, shoot, guys, I don't know. Let's go back over to the spit again. I don't like all this really saturated blue on the shore here. I think it's okay once you get out into the water, but you know, it's like it's bleeding over when it really shouldn't be, kind of thing. Not really interested in the west coast because of the fact that it's really close to the land. I want a big ocean view. The east coast, it looks like it's probably more of the jungle biome. I mean, we could look at it, because what we could do is we could just grind for the Talon and get friendly with them, so they don't care if we build on that area, you know. We're going to do that eventually anyway. So let's just kind of look at the east here. But yeah, I mean, just looking at it from up here, it's still, yeah, more of the jungle biome. Look at those big pineapple-looking trees. I like this a little bit better than the southern coast. This still feels the nicest, though. like a real tropical shore. You know, and it does have the light blue, but it doesn't. It looks like that's mostly out into the water. Oops. There's a little bit of a patch over here, but most of that's probably going to be covered up by whatever I build anyway. I was in the Caribbean with my family in June. We went on a cruise, and this is the type of, you know, beach that kind of reminds me more of that than where the jungle biome is. So even though this is not the most practical place for us to build, I don't know, I'm still feeling like I want to build here. We're going to have to travel further, you know, to get to our resources and our hunting grounds and that sort of thing, but, you know, that's what hover vessels and motorcycles and small vessels are for. And it might, you know, if we do eventually make this our permanent you know, our big build base, okay, what we might end up doing is making our initial build out here just kind of like almost a beach house. And then, you know, the main facility will be on the island, and that's where we'll have all of our construction and all of our farming and all that sort of thing. So yeah, let's do that. I think that's the decision I'm going to make. But, you know, do let me know in the comments, though. Do let me know in the comments what you guys would have chosen between, you know, the spit versus the, you know, the southern shore here with the jungle biome. This was never really an option to begin with because it's just too close to the land over here, and I want a nice big ocean view from where we're going to be. All right, well, let's see. Now that we've finally decided that, lots of decisions to make, huh? What I might end up doing, what we could do is we could do like you know, a multiple level structure, because, you know, the ground gets higher up here. Or either that or we start at the highest point. You know, we start at the highest point up here, and then we just, you know, build out level here, and then of course we're going to be up probably somewhere around this high above the water at that point, which is fine, you know. Actually, I don't mind that. It's going to take a little bit more blocks to get all that to work, but yeah, I think that's what we'll do. All right, guys. Well, we're about out of time here, so I'm going to plop down the constructor and unload all the stuff in it. And then I'm going to harvest, we're going to have to go harvest some stone and some wood. And I might actually build this place out of wood, or use more wood than I normally would, just because I think it looks neater. And because I'm pretty sure we're not going to have to worry about attacks from the Xerax. And if this is ultimately going to be kind of our beach house, bungalow type of place anyway, I would rather have it look more rustic and not so industrial looking. So I think wood probably will be one of our main building materials for this first part of our build here. So that means we got to go up into the forest and cut down a crap ton of trees. I would like to have, I mean, we could use the small vessel to haul that stuff in, I suppose, but I would like to get a hover vessel going again too. And that, you know, there goes the timer. We could go back, you know, to the dead planet and just disassemble our hovercraft there and bring those parts back too. I don't know if that's worth the hassle, though, when you can just make them again here. We'll have to see. But it probably is going to behoove us to go back there at least one more time, and if nothing else, try and at least get that the large constructor and bring it back with us. All right, guys, so I will bring you back in the next episode where we will be well underway to building our base. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to share out the video and leave comments. Those things help the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.